Well, a British judge has ruled that the government was within its rights in stripping Prince Harry of his publicly funded security after he took a step back from his duties with the royal family. So the High Court says the decision to provide security to Harry on a case-by-case basis was not unlawful, irrational, or unjustified. The Duke of Sussex claimed that he and his family were endangered when visiting the UK because of hostility towards him and his wife on social media and relentless hounding by the media. A government lawyer said Harry had been treated fairly and was still provided protection on some visits. A spokesperson for Prince Harry says that he plans to appeal the ruling. And for more on today's ruling, we're joined live by journalist and royal commentator Afia Hagen. Afia, good day to you. Always a pleasure chatting with you. So
good to see you.
Let's get to this. Like, what does this really mean? I mean, wins and losses for Harry, but look, he doesn't really go to the UK that often. And then when he's there, is it really for longer than 24 hours?
And that's a very good point. The last time we did see him in the United Kingdom was when he came to speak to his father after that cancer diagnosis that he spoke about a couple of weeks ago. And he made that fleeting visit. He was here for probably less than 24 hours. And actually, in previous visits, you're right, they tend to be very quick. But this ruling means that Ravik won't provide him blanket overall security for when he does come to the United Kingdom. And that's something that Prince Harry says that he needs. He says that he was singled out and treated less favorably in the decision, which means he won't have the same degree of taxpayer-funded personal protective security when he is visiting the UK. Now, he wanted to consider the impact of a successful attack on him, and that's why he said the approach to his protection was unlawful and unfair. Now, Harry himself said that he has a bit of a target on his back, partly because of the threats that have been leveled against him. And those are threats that, you know, you've seen two right-wing extremist podcasters have been jailed for earlier on this year here in the UK for leveling threats against them. And you also had a Metropolitan Police officer talking about when he was in the protection team for them, the amount of threats that was levelled against the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And Harry also talks about his time serving in Afghanistan, the effect that that would have had on him as well. So he feels that he has a target on his back, but for now he doesn't have the full protection of Ravik that he feels he requires.
Okay, so Afia, what are people across the pond really saying about this? What are they thinking?
Well, Bakari, it really is a mixed bag. You have a lot of people saying, look, he's a prince. He's a prince by birthright. He was born into the royal family. There's nothing that he can do about that. So he should continue having this level of security. And then there's the other side of people who say, look, we are taxpayers. Why should we be paying taxpayers' money to have security for someone who is a non-working royal? And it was his decision to step back as a working royal. Prince Andrew, for instance, is no longer a working royal and doesn't have that same level of security. So Prince Harry should be judged in the same way. If he's not a working royal, he shouldn't have taxpayer-funded security. It's a really emotive topic, and it has really divided people.
Okay, now what were the complications around him paying for his own private security?
So that was around him wanting to pay for the Metropolitan Police to do his security or to be part of his security team. Now, Ravik said that that wasn't possible as well. A judge ruled that the Metropolitan Police essentially were not guns for hire. And so he cannot hire them to be part of his security team. Now, he does have a security team in the US that he does work with, but it seems that he's not entirely happy with them. Look, we had that high-speed car chase that took place in New York last year, and the NYPD today have ruled that, in fact, a high-speed car chase did take place. That's what their evidence is showing us. So perhaps he's right that his security team aren't up to scratch. And that's why he wanted perhaps the Metropolitan Police to be involved. They have access to intelligence that maybe his security team doesn't. But that doesn't mean to say that if Ravik or the Metropolitan Police came across a threat leveled against Prince Harry or any members of his family, that that wouldn't be passed on.
All right. Journalist and royal commentator Afia Hagen. Always a pleasure chatting with you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.